Hello, hello. We are day 3 of the community intestinal gut, rainbow, or liver, whichever one you chose, cleanse. I'm going to let our community hop on. It says, we're telling your followers that you've started a live video. Great. And so for those catching the replay, you get to hang out with me for a couple of moments while Instagram. There we go. Hello. Now it's working. Great. I always wonder what's going to happen with the connection. So we're live today. We're on day 3 of the community intestinal cleanse. If you're like, what is she talking about? I want in on this. Head over to the link in my bio. There's a free gut cleanse guide. There's a Facebook group. We are cleansing from the inside out. We are shifting our internal state to shift our external reality, and we're doing it from our gut, from the inside out. So I'm curious, those who are participating, how are you guys feeling today? And for those who are like, what's going on? Day 1, which was today's Wednesday, day 1 on Monday, we prepped. So we ate to the highest expression of our body's desire of clean eating. So someone wrote in, they're like, should I put avocado in my morning smoothie on day 1 on the prep day? And you've been through this symptomless program, so you would know like your highest expression of liver and gut healing would be in the morning to avoid the overt fats and protein until later in the day. So that would be an example of like, yeah, if you're normally loving your avocado in your morning smoothie, this prep day for the gut cleanse is a good time to just go ahead and omit that. So Monday was prep day. We were all eating the best of our abilities. I did a juice cleanse. Some people did like just symptomless eating. Some people omitted meat. Whatever it was for their expression was perfect, and trust it. Day 2, yesterday, we were all chugging those packets and every 30 minutes drinking warm water with an afternoon break all through the evening. And then we took those little sweet tart tablet things before bed. And I don't know about you, but I could feel in my gut. So I've done the cleanse a couple times, and this time was a little bit different in that I had a lot of GI like discomfort this time. I didn't feel distended, which is really common, normal. Your body's getting rid of things. But as I laid down, I could like feel the mucoid plaque, which we're going to talk about what to expect in your poop. If you don't like poop talk, go ahead, flip through this. And I could feel it last night, and I woke up this morning and it was like this churning, because what are those enzymes doing? Those enzymes are sticking to our gut wall, and they're pulling down candida, they're pulling down parasites, they're pulling down viruses, they're pulling down fungus. They're eliminating and destroying the biofilms that keep pathogens and mold and toxicity in your gut, which keep you sick and keep your immune system going, hey, there's something here, and you have the runny nose, or you have the allergies, or you have the headaches, or you have the dark circles, or you have the brain fog, or blah, 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 blah. And we're giving, as we talked about yesterday, all about the liver, we're giving our liver a huge reset just by taking a big load off of the gut. My gut is empty. So Jeff, I asked him to hop on with us today because he's been doing the rainbow a day ahead of us, so I can kind of watch and see what happens. And he's always had a really strong intestinal system, and he passed his stuff like right away in the morning. But here's what can happen. So today, essentially, we're going to fast until we pass our plaque. Likely you didn't pass it last night. It usually takes about a day to form. So you were taking everything, and you might have noticed in your stool some of the enzymes. If you were stooling and you had these little gelatinous, somewhat shaped creatures of a lighter color, those are likely the enzymes. Your plaque, you will know when you pass that alien. If you got the disposable chopsticks, if you have a tool, I encourage you to play with your poop, to get in the toilet and just look at what you're passing in this intestinal cleanse, because you'll know what was the enzymes, and then you'll know what was your mucoid plaque. So today I've just been sipping on distilled water, which we finally got our distiller up. We've had it for like 6 months and we just put it up. Go us. And then hibiscus herbal tea. The goal is not to add anything else in the gut until you pass the plaque. Here's a couple of rules of thumb. If you're like, I'm not looking at my poop, Jen, totally cool. I'll give you a time frame instead. If you're like, I don't know if I'm passing it, I don't know what's what, and you're never going to hurt yourself by fasting a little bit longer. And if you're not feeling well today, if you're working, if you're busy, here's the order of things to fill up in your system. So number 1 would be distilled water. If you're like, okay, I cannot make it any longer, get some herbal tea, add some honey or some pure maple syrup. If that's not working for you, reach for coconut water. or like an applesauce or a juice. You do not want to introduce like solid fats, whole, like any foods really into your body today. Tomorrow, that would be a good time. If you absolutely feel like you're going to not make it at dinner time, you could have like a smoothie or a bowl of fruit or a salad or something. But I encourage you to keep this. I mean, Monday you were at your highest expression. Yesterday, you technically fasted with the glucose from the intestinal cleanse. And then today, like finish it out day 3 strong. And then tomorrow, basically go back to day 1. So for those who are doing the cleanse with me, let me know how you're feeling. But so tomorrow, when you're like, okay, say you pass your plaque today, this morning, tonight, tomorrow morning, ease back into this. I've done a lot of cleanses and a lot of fasting, and the hardest thing to do in your gut, and you'll just feel like, oh, dang it. And it's okay. It happens. You might be so hungry and your cells might be so ravenous that you just like tomorrow completely go for it and go for the thing that you know is not going to make you feel good. Don't punish yourself. Don't feel bad. Just hop right back on and try to ease yourself into it and write out like, what would my highest expression, maybe for the rest of the week, you want to eat like you did on day 1, or you want to juice and smoothie and raw fruit fast and then have like sweet potatoes and vegetables at night. Maybe you just want to do a meatless week. Maybe you want to go completely raw. Maybe, I don't know, it's your highest expression. Maybe you want to say gluten and dairy free, and those are your 2 interventions. All of it is perfect. Trust what your body is asking you to do, and don't compare yourself to someone who's been cleansing, fasting, doing this for years. It's not fair and it's not fun. Okay, so tired but slowly waking up, things moving. I cut coffee for this too, and I had a bad headache until an hour ago. Yeah, that's amazing. And give yourself so much praise, and thank you for bringing this up, because sometimes I forget like what it was like to go through the earlier stages of cleansing and not to put myself on a pedestal. Like I still have plenty of toxins and things going on in this body that I'm working on healing. Like I'm so broke out. I'll show you guys. I don't know. I did a good job with my makeup. Beauty Counter Dew Skin, really great. And the Glow Filter, but I started breaking out really, really bad along here. And your breakouts, most of us will break out or be kind of itchy or be kind of like stinky breath or like weird smelling sweat or stinky pits during a cleanse because your body's like, oh, cool. I don't have to eat and process food. Let me go ahead and flush all this out. And so if you're tired, if you're getting caffeine withdrawal headaches, if you're feeling lightheaded, like think about how much work your body is doing and give yourself so much grace in the fact that you just signed up for a huge intestinal shift and shit. I just wanted to say that. I've been waiting to drop that joke for like all week. So give yourself some praise and some grace. If you're like, this is really hard, totally cool. When we're fasting, our body reaches for our adipose tissue, our fat cells. We all have fat. Don't beat yourself up if you're like, yeah, I got so much of it. Like we all have fat. You have to have fat to be alive. And so our body's reaching for those tissues as stores. And guess what? Just like we talked about yesterday, the liver storing a lot of junk in it, our fat cells store xenoestrogens, store toxins. So as your body's like, nom, 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 I'm going to eat. We talked about yesterday turning fat and protein into glucose. Your body's using your tissues to do so. Well, it's also going to burn through some of those toxins as well. So if you're not feeling well, I was telling Jeff on his first day, he's like, I'm kind of tired. I kind of have a headache. I'm like, this is the time to come home early from work if you can, right? This is the time to be like, if you're that hard worker like Jeff, like he's always at work. Like, I mean, he could be on his deathbed and he'd still be plugging numbers for the Chiefs, doing things. I was like, come home. He had a meeting and then he came home and he took the night easy. But like, this is the time, if you're always that hard worker, to say, hey team, like I'm going to log off an hour early today. Or if you run your own business, like just let it chill out. You know, last night we sat on the deck, got some easy work done, listened to some videos I needed to get done, and it was really nice. And today, so yesterday I felt pretty good. There were some foggy moments, like I was on a call and I like could not spit out words for like a good couple of minutes. And then I was like, it was a new client. I was like, I'm cleansing right now. Let me get a drink of water, reset. I took some breaths, went through it. And then I was a little tired last night. I've done the cleanse when I haven't been working, and I did the cleanse when I've been working. And yesterday was a pretty busy day. And it is a little bit harder what I noticed to like push through. So last night I kind of had a headache because I was running off of a lot of cortisol, which my body doesn't appreciate. But this morning I felt really good. Once I got out of bed, I did some rebounding on the deck, did some yoga, and flushed it all out to the sauna, got ready, and I feel really good. And I don't know, it's 11:11, go figure. I feel good right now, but I'm going to listen to my body. And if I have a pretty busy afternoon with clients, with hormone consultations, and like, if I need something, I'm going to reach for it. I have tea, I'll put honey in if I need it. I'll do coconut water. We have juices in the fridge. That's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. So just know, like, if this is your first cleanse, I remember my very first like cleanse fast many, many years ago. I was like sneaking kombucha in the kitchen. I was the only one watching, but I thought no, the cleanse, referee wouldn't find me in the kitchen sneaking some kombucha. And I like beat myself up about it, but that was the first thing I had ever done. So if this is your first cleanse, be really nice, be really gentle with yourself. You're doing a great job. Like, you're doing it. Yesterday, just the fact alone that you took all of that product was huge. And then another gal, she sent me a message earlier this morning, and then before I got to it, responded with what Zen Cleanse, the company, said. And she was like, she bought the rainbow, and she was like, oh my gosh, I messed this up. Those were her words. She did the liver first. And so she got with the company early this morning. They were like, actually, you're totally fine. Some people, like, that's happened before. It's probably that your body just instinctively knew that, because if you have a lot of gut inflammation, and like Crohn's, colitis, IBS, like a gut cleanse might be too much, because you might have felt yesterday like those, like the enzymes can create a little like movement and a little discomfort. What they told her was instinctively your body probably did the liver first, because that's better if you have intestinal discomfort and huge issues. And I just thought that like was so perfect and divine. So there's her miracle for the cleanse. Okay, so what to eat, we talked about it. Fast for as long as you can today. Drink plenty of water, herbal tea, then add honey or maple syrup, then go to coconut water, and then go to juices. And then when you start eating again, try to really keep it as clean as long as you can for the next couple of days. Like, let your body really do this. And if you're doing the liver with us, today's Wednesday. Tomorrow we're going to be eating our highest expression of clean. I recommend, especially if you're doing liver, no fats. No nuts, seeds, oils, avocado, animal protein, no fats. So basically fruits, vegetables, keep it raw if you can. Potatoes, if you need something, you're like, I need sustenance, and that's okay. As you're early in your detox game, your body's flushing out so much. Potatoes, especially sweet potatoes, are like a sponge, and they soak it all up and they help you flush it out. So if you're like, I want to be raw, but your body needs a sweet potato, do not beat yourself up. It is totally fine. And then on Friday, we're going to be taking our liver. So Joanne, you're just going to flip. You're just going to go like this. So you did liver first and then you'll do gut. But Friday, we're going to be taking our packets. Saturday, we're going to be passing liver and gallstones and really fun stuff in our stool. And then Sunday, we're going to end with some energy healing here. So we talked about what we're going to eat. Let's talk about poop, and then let's talk about a resource that you have coming up. Your poop, you might pass the plaque. If you look at the resource guides from Zen Cleanse, it's really clear, like what they look like. They're gelatinous, they're large. Some people pass their mucoid plaque from their gut cleanse after a couple days. Some people will pass it today on day 3. So technically, technically day 3, the day after the packets. Day 1 was prep, day 2 is packet, day 3 is poop, day 4 is proceed. And if you're not digging in your stool, because you don't want to, that's totally fine. You might not see the whole thing pass. Some people will pass it all in one fell swoop. It'll be very clear that there's a gelatinous alien in your toilet. You're like, that is it. Some people will pass it in little chunks across time. Rule of thumb, give yourself today fasting. Allow yourself tomorrow to eat at least coconut water or juice if you're not sure. I'd say by tonight or tomorrow morning or even tomorrow evening, if you are like, I don't think I've passed this thing, or you haven't pooped at all, do an enema. There's the link for the Amazon bulb that I suggest. I like the bulb kits because essentially it's like a little sucker for infants nose and mouth and ears, you get a basin of really high quality water, lukewarm, you suck it up, you lay on your left side, you have coconut oil as lubricant, and you put the tip on and you insert the water. Take it apart, and you can do 2 to 4 bulbs depending on the space and size of your colon. Immediately after you enter the water, you get up, you go to the bathroom. I bet you're going to see your black, or see most of it. And if you're like, I could never do that to myself, schedule a colonic and call and say you need to get in right away. And then just tell them, be like, I did an intestinal cleanse. And you will see it go through the tube on the table in the colonic. They set you up so you can like through a mirror watch what's coming through. I love it. Might gross you out, but it's just really like gives me joy to watch my colonics. So if you haven't gone by tonight or tomorrow morning, give it some help. Zen Cleanse will tell you just to wait, but I find that if we allow this plaque to build up too long in the gut and we don't give relief, then we can be reabsorbing some toxins. So, and if you're like, I'm not sure, either way, go ahead and give yourself an enema, schedule a colonic, or just keep going. Okay, so we talked about what to eat, talked about what it's going to look like to poop. You're either going to notice where it's going to come out one fell swoop, or it's going to be several little pieces over time. And then we're going to be live here every day, so send in your questions. And then Sunday, we're going to end with a special energetic healing. And something that I want to say, I keep telling Jeff, I'm like, I just want us to like eat like this all the time. And can we do more? He sent the Rainbow Cookbook. And I'm like, can we do like a week of that? And he's like, maybe. I mean, I am an independent person. I can eat however I want. But I also know that we love our dinner system we have. Like we trade off cooking dinners. One of us does it like twice a week and one once, and then we flip the next week. So there's leftovers and the meal prep is minimal. And I'm like, I want to do raw food. And so if we're cooking for each other, we kind of have to decide. And he's like, yeah, maybe we could do that, because I just feel so good eating like this. So if you know that after this cleanse, you're going to do the best you can, but you want a place and you want a container where you can go a little bit deeper, you can always do more Zen Cleanse. You can order more kits. Like you cannot do this too much. Like it's just the nature of the ingredients. They're so natural and they're so soothing for the body. You won't overdo it. But I have 2 retreats coming up. So June 11th, my birthday, on a Sunday. If you're in the Kansas City area, if not, hey, you can fly in for this. We have the Detox Day mini retreat. We have saunas. We have hot tub. We have hot bath. We have ozone therapy. We have all healing foods. We're not going to feed you junk. There's hiking. There's yoga in the woods. There's breath work. There's a hot base circle. It's going to flush you and clean out mind, body, soul. So that's Sunday. It starts in the afternoon. I think it's 1 to 5:30. It's on my website, inspirehealthbyjen.com/retreats. It's also in the link in bio, and I will link it here on the replay. Also, we offer our spiritual medicine retreat in January in Yelapa, Mexico. And you have the option to do like all raw there. They cook amazing food, and all the food, even if you're like, I'm just going to show up and eat because I'm in Mexico, how I want to eat, all the food is symptomless. So if you've been through my program, you know you can eat really delicious things. They make like little pizzas, they make soups, they make salads. The salads are like, I mean, you think of a salad, but they go to like the next level and make these like artesian salads. They make empanadas. They make all of the best food, rice and beans and guac and salsa. It's all so fresh. And so on these retreats, I mean, the food alone is worth coming for, but we get into the body, we get into the mind, we get into the spirit. You can go to inspirehealthbyjen.com/retreats and look for this energetic healing spiritual retreat. I'm going to leave it here for today. Let me check and make sure there are no other questions. If you have questions for the gut cleanse, send them my way, post them in the Facebook group. We're going to be here live every day. If it's a little bit of a personal question, you're like, I'm talking about my boob, send it in a DM. I'll talk about it anonymously, and we'll keep going as a community. So I'll see you guys tomorrow.